I think it's fair to say that most people wouldn't approach a stray dog. Would you? How about 1,000 strays? This is Territorio de Zaguates, the land of the strays, a farm nestled in the mountains of Costa Rica. There's something magical to this place, something unseen anywhere else in the world. The farm is a safe haven for nearly 2,000 stray dogs. It's a place where a dog can be a dog, safe from the dangers of the human world. I discovered them on Instagram and had so many questions. How can you take care of this many dogs at once? And how can you walk 1,000 dogs at the same time? What was truly going on there? So I decided to pay them a visit of my own. I flew down to Costa Rica, jumped in a 1-hour Uber, and made my way up the mountain. As I rode through the mountains, I had no idea what to expect. But I had this gut feeling that I was about to have an unparalleled experience. Something so huge, yet so unheard of. The moment I walked through those front doors, I was in their territory, and they welcomed me in. Hundreds of dogs scattered my immediate view.
A little belly scratch?
Some said hi.
Hi.
Some examined this intruder from afar. Others announced my arrival. I was in their home, and I had to remember that. Not all dogs want to say hi. Just like meeting humans, you don't go about and pet everyone's face. Only when you lock eye contact, once you make that connection, you can say hi to each other. They all knew what was about to come. A big, long, 1,000 dog walk. The dogs could choose if they wanted to go on the walk. Of course, many of them were down to go. Some of them stayed behind. Walking alongside all of these dogs was a sight to behold. Everywhere you looked, there were dogs. There was an exorbitant amount of tails. The barking was really intense, but something you get used to after a bit. Here, they're dogs. They're free to be dogs. They're free to roam as they were so used to on the streets, but safely, where cars or other humans aren't a danger. And you would think that even just one of these dogs would be aggressive towards humans, but this just wasn't the case. The dogs learn from each other quickly and realize that humans are here to help them. Humans are friends. In fact, the humans are just as happy to be around the dogs as the dogs are the humans. During the walk, I had a conversation with Lya, who, with her partner Alvaro, runs the entire farm.
Exactly. I deal with all the craziness on the social media and then my work, people in general, and then I come here and everything's worthwhile.
In just a few moments with Lya, I realized her purpose was driven by a simple yet undying passion in her to help as many of these beautiful creatures as possible.
They're all very cuddly. They're very outgoing. Hi, sweetie. Once you set foot in here, you kind of, all the nastiness from the rest of the week is kind of washed away.
It's therapeutic.
Absolutely therapeutic. You forget all your
problems, they go away.
Yep.
After the refreshing dip, we embarked on a 15-minute trek up to a vast, open clearing nestled in the mountains. There, we caught up to another group of dogs who had set out earlier, waiting for us. In an instant, our group doubled in size.
So this was something that I don't think I will ever experience again in my life. Maybe I will. But I'm speechless. I just don't know what to say. I'm like feeling very emotional too. I'm sad knowing that there are more street dogs around the country that need help like this, and there aren't more places like this who can help. But I'm also just like, I'm blown away, and I'm so grateful for these people who are doing their best and taking in as many dogs as they can, and they're using all the space that they have to rehab these dogs and give them a house and giving them a place to live and a happy life. And whether or not they get adopted or rescued, they're going to have a great life. So they are maybe still strays, but they're strays who are going to have the best lives a stray can have. So, yeah. And to these humans who I can't really communicate with, I'm trying to learn Spanish, but oh, here they go. The dogs get easily triggered. Pack mentality. As soon as like one starts barking, they all start barking. Guys. And what is truly beautiful to see is these people who are loving their jobs and who are just hanging out, and they do it for the love and for the sake of these dogs. And not only are the humans happy to be here, but the dogs, every single one of them is just like, you can see it in their faces. They're not scared of people. They're happy. They're running around. They're playing with each other. It's tear-jerking just to see that it's possible to give this many dogs such a nice life. It's touching. More people need to do this. We'd be in a much better world, that's for sure. All right, I think they're probably just waiting for me, so they're giving me the... There we go. There we go.
After our little rest, we all picked up and headed back to the farm. The dogs knew that there was a feast waiting for them.
This guy's just hanging out on his own. Sometimes I feel like that too. It's incredible. It's just a place for dogs to be dogs and to roam free and do what they're supposed to be doing. I love it. What you guys are doing is tear-jerking. I keep getting emotional. It's like it's wild. These dogs are all given just a place to roam free and have fun and be dogs.
Make friends.
Make friends. Many friends.
Learn lessons. Yeah.
Away from the dangers of streets,
Exactly.
cars. Yeah.
Rejection and...
Looking good, looking amazing. I like the shirt as well.
Amén, sin tilde.
Okay, so my first question.
Yeah.
How come? Why? Where did you wake up one day and be like, I want to help dogs?
I never, no, this wasn't my life plan. I've always loved animals, but I didn't know just how bad it was. I found one, I helped one, then you try to do it for another animal and you think it's gonna be very easy, and then maybe you have two that are still not adopted, but you know they're wonderful animals, so you're not gonna put them back on the street. And it just becomes, when you really realize the options that dogs have if they're not adopted, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Not fair.
I can't be okay with that.
What are those options?
We don't have municipal pounds. So the dogs that are on the street stay on the street unless somebody decides to help them. So you're taken into a shelter. They're all privately owned. And if he's lucky to be in a no-kill shelter, where there is one here, he's going to be behind bars. No dog wants to do that. And they don't deserve that. And they're not okay in that condition. And if it's not that, then you stay on the streets. And you'll eventually die of some illness, or you'll get hit by a car. And in the process, in between one and the other, these dogs are gonna live through rejection and hunger and fear. And so once you realize that, once you really realize, I just couldn't be okay with it anymore. So I decided I'd keep all the dogs until they'd find homes. But then when you have 80, 90, 100 dogs in your home, it becomes a problem. So it was actually 𝗚𝗏 𝗏𝗶 who said, look, we either stop helping animals or we have to move them somewhere else because we just can't take in it anymore. So that's how we brought them here. And our hopes is that they'll get adopted, but I know a lot of them won't. And that's exactly what we should be here for those dogs, not the nice fuzzy ones, not the easily adopted ones. It's the ones that are not going to find anybody who's going to fall in love with them, or those are the ones who need to be here. So that's that. I think that's why it just became my sort of life mission.
Wow, incredible.
Once you do this, you just can't turn your back on it. It's not something you can stop doing because you know. At least here they're getting love, and they're getting a name, and they have food, and they're getting checked. And yes, if they were probably isolated in their own kennel, we'd get their health issues in check much quicker. But in exchange for their happiness and their peace and a lot of times this is what heals them. Being able to lie under a tree or roll in the grass for a while, or play with another dog, or just eat some grass. I mean, we're doing the best we can with what we have. And I think dogs, they care more about love and understanding than about a perfect coat. And if we can give them that, I think we've achieved a lot.
Just relaxing after a long walk.
Exactly.
They pick their spot, they hang out.
So, how do you walk 1,000 dogs at once? Well, you don't, really. The dogs, they kind of walk you. They teach you how to become a part of the pack. Every newcomer, dog and human alike, learns the same lesson: love and be loved. And that's how you join the pack. And as for me, I left the farm with a little drool on my lenses and a lot more love than I went in with.
So what can someone do if they want to help and donate?
Okay, they can go to our website. I think it's 𝗏𝗏
I'll put the text. And for the people who think, oh, I can't give you enough, what do you say to that?
Everything goes a really long way. Look, people maybe don't understand this, but sometimes when we're drying off a dog with an old towel, that old towel was given to us by somebody. The fact that I can actually dry off a dog because somebody, instead of throwing it away or using it to mop the floor, said, hey, do you want these towels? Yeah.
Or imagine if it's like people giving $1 a month, but it's like 1,000 people giving $1 a month. That's an extra 1,000 a month.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Everything goes a long way here.